Alright, what's going on you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host Dr. Jota, and in this video I will keep posting you guys regarding to Kylian Mbappe, Leo Messi, and also Dani Ceballos and the players who haven't been enrolled yet in La Liga, and about the allegedly statement from Ancelotti prioritizing La Liga over the Champions League. So let me get started with Kylian Mbappe, because in this article written by Joaquín Maroto in Diario AS, let me tell you all, Joaquín Maroto is another famous, very popular journalist in Spain. What he says is Mbappe enters in the Florentino zone. And what does that mean for y'all who might be not very familiarized with the Florentino'S zone or something like that? Okay, let me explain you really quick why Kylian Mbappe, according to Joaquín Maroto, is entering in this kind of, weird zone. Back in the day, during the signing of Gareth Bale and also Luka Modric, you have to remember these two players were signed over the bell in the latest minute possible. It was not unexpected, but some people were very skeptical about these players to sign for Real Madrid. And in the last moment, Florentino Perez got them signed for Real Madrid and they became Real Madrid players. And it was, like I said, over the bell, in the last minute, working around the clock. Plain and simple. So that is exactly what Kylian Mbappe is getting into. The Florentino's zone means that now Florentino Perez and Real Madrid will work their asses off to sign Kylian Mbappe in the last 15 days of the market. And I would say maybe Kylian Mbappe might be signed in the last day of the market. I wouldn't be surprised at all, because this is not the first time. And of course, if there is, although I think that before that day we might hear something about, some, leaks, some drops of information about the kickoff of the negotiation between Real Madrid and PSG. I don't think that this going to be a done deal ahead of that day, ahead of August the 31st. So I don't know how is it going to be handled, but now we are getting into the, not the most dangerous zone, but in a very, exciting zone. And that is, the Florentino zone is perfect. It's a perfect expression for what we are seeing right now regarding to the signing of Kylian Mbappe. Okay, so now let's move forward, because I have a very bad news regarding to Dani Ceballos. Back in the day, July the 22nd, the national team of Spain played against Egypt, the national team of Egypt, right, in the Olympic Games, which is fine. The problem is that day, Dani Ceballos got injured. And at first it was, it's an injury, he might not be in the next games, but it's not a big deal, it was just something in the ankle. Well, today it's been reported from the Real Madrid medical officials that Dani Ceballos has a much worse injury than what previously we were told. It is a very bad injury. It's something related to the ligament in the ankle. Apparently it is broken, and he will be out of the squad over the next 4 to 5 weeks, which means something really bad for the player and also for Real Madrid. Dani Ceballos, as you know, was trying to take the best decision for his future, and although he said that he might fit the system of Ancelotti in Real Madrid, he had a lot of chances to get out of the squad and play for another team, maybe get back to Arsenal or any other team interested in him. But the problem here is not about Dani Ceballos. Of course, I wish him the best. I wish a very speedy recovery to get him, to see him back on the field. But the problem is the Spanish Federation is not reliable anymore. I mean, why did they hide this injury to Real Madrid? I mean, there was no reason for it. I mean, we do know and we are very aware that every time a player of us, one of our players, go to the national team, this is a risk we have to take. And the problem is now for us, because we have to pay the salary, nobody else, no a single team in the world will try to go ahead and sign him just because he's injured. And the main problem is for us, for Real Madrid, because we have to pay the salary for a player who is not able to play a single game, who will not be able to be in the kickoff of La Liga. So now what is going to happen to the player? What is going to happen about his future? And why the Spanish Federation didn't say anything and tried to mask this bad injury. That would have been much better if, since the beginning of the first medical reports, you share them with Real Madrid medical officials or whoever it is and say, hey, okay, this guy is very badly injured and you have to take care of him because we can take care of him anymore or whatever. But we can try to find the best solution for everybody. However, this way, it's gotta be worse for everybody. Number one, for the player, because he's not able right now to take the best decision for his future. The second is going to be Real Madrid, because we are paying his salary for a player injured, and it's not the first one. We already have a bunch of injured players. And of course, it's bad as well for the national team of Spain, because everybody was expecting for him to be back before the Olympics were over. So my question is, why you guys had to hide this whole thing? There's no point. Why you didn't share with the medical officials and bosses and all the stuff? Why? That is the reason. I mean, that is the question, better said. I don't really understand. I don't get it. I mean, everybody in Real Madrid was pretty much expecting for Ceballos to leave. On the other hand, man, this is not a fair treatment to a very young player who still don't know what is going to happen to his future and himself. There's no point in doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a completely unfair, and if that was up to me, this whole thing of, lending players for the national team and all this stuff, that would have been done. I mean, I would refuse to lend a single player of mine to the Spanish Federation just because they don't know how to behave when it comes to a injured player and things like that. And I don't like it, because every time one of our players go out to play for the national team, it is the same old song. The player gets back injured, and then the player has to be out of the squad for a couple weeks, maybe 1 month or even 2 months. So why Real Madrid has to pay for it? Why? Do you guys understand? I don't really understand, but it's okay. So let's move forward and let's talk about the latest news that we have. The most important, it's about the players that have been already enrolled in La Liga. And it's funny because there are 4 players who haven't been enrolled already by Real Madrid, but one of them is Martin Odegaard. So that, let's say that this answers a lot of questions. Everybody was asking themselves, okay, is Martin Odegaard going to remain in Real Madrid, or is he going to get out of Real Madrid? Well, now that we know Real Madrid hasn't enrolled in La Liga to Martin Odegaard, there are so many chances. I mean, I would actually say the chances right now for Martin Odegaard to leave are going to the roof. Because if he hasn't been already enrolled in La Liga, it is because Real Madrid is assuming that the player is very close to leave. And the player himself, I think that he's pretty much ready to go. So that'd be one of the biggest disappointments in this season. Because Martin Odegaard was supposed to be the natural replacement for Luka Modric. But if he hasn't been enrolled in La Liga, that means that he won't be anymore the natural replacement for Modric, and of course, he will no longer play for Real Madrid, which is pretty sad for me. And the last news I have for you all is about a allegedly statement from Carlo Ancelotti, according to ABC Spain, claiming the top priority for Real Madrid this year, it is La Liga, not the Champions. So what does that mean? I mean, if this information is true, it really makes me nuts. Because you have to think, and keep in mind, Real Madrid and Champions League and Real Madrid are very attached to each other since the old times. You know what I'm saying? It makes no point to rule out a couple of competitions like Champions and Copa del Rey before to get started in the season. I know that he might be kind of frustrated because the first season he was coaching Real Madrid, he wasn't able to win La Liga. I think that he got, the first season he got the Champions and also Copa del Rey, but he didn't get La Liga. And that's why he's prioritizing right now La Liga way ahead of the Champions and Copa del Rey. But to me, if you are the Real Madrid coach, manager, head of Real Madrid, whatever you want to call it, you have to aspire to every single title in the world. Because Real Madrid has to be in the top of the world, man. So you can afford to rule out a competition before to start that competition. That is a completely nonsense to me. I don't know, maybe this information is true, but to me, there's no point in ruling out competitions when we didn't even start them. So let's see what happens, guys. This is all the things that I have for you all today, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.